Hey peeps, welcome back. We're talking the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 14, Episode 1. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. All right, you guys, listen, they're coming in hot this season, and I'm just going to say it off the rip. Team Dorit, okay? I am Team Dorit all the way. So the episode starts off, and they're at Dorit's beautiful home, and then it reminded me that I saw an article that said that Dorit and PK's $7.5 million LA mansion is in pre-foreclosure. It says that the pair has not paid their mortgage payments in over 4 months. The U.S. Sun obtained records that show a notice of default was filed against them regarding their 7,100 square foot Encino estate on October 16th. Wow, this is bad. People have been stating for years that they've been having money problems. Due to this still being a pre-foreclosure, they do have time to save their home. They would be able to save the home by immediately making a big payment, paying back those 4 months that they have been late. So hopefully they'll be able to do that. This is kind of sad. They have those small children. I don't know what the hell is going on. Maybe PK said, I don't live there, I'm not paying. I don't know, but that's just wrong. Anyway, moving on. We see Dorit at the house, and she's got this really adorable puppy, and seeing her with that puppy reminded me of her and the whole Puppygate situation with Lisa Vanderpump. Anyway, her dog is adorable, but I don't do open mouth dog kisses. Anyway, moving on. Sutton stops by Jennifer Tilly's house. Anyway, did anybody notice at Jennifer Tilly's creative decorated home that she had the little Chucky girl doll that she plays? I don't know what that Chucky girl doll's name is. Yeah, I don't know. Is it Myra? Who knows? Anyway, did anybody notice that doll was sitting in her, living room or sitting room? Cute little doll. Anyway, she tells Sutton that she's got her favorite kind of grapefruit juice, which is Ocean Spray Ruby Red. That's my favorite too. And I like a little gin, not vodka. Anyway, I don't drink that often. She says that she's got this bottle of vodka that she's had for 9 years. I said, yep, she is like me. I could have liquor forever because I rarely drink. But anyway, she wanted to know if it went bad. And I said, you know what, I'm going to Google that. But I don't think so. Anyway, then Sutton talks about the trip to Spain when they went to spread some of Merce's ashes. And that clip of Erica saying Merce is in the purse will always be hilarious to me. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Merce is in the purse is hilarious. She says that she's going to have a party and it's going to be surrealism as the theme. I said, well, shit, I'm going to have to Google that because I don't know, but then when she starts talking about how people would dress for this party, things like that, I said, I don't know what, but it sounds like avant-garde to me, and I know that because I watch Project Runway. That's how I found out about it, otherwise I wouldn't even know the word avant-garde. I'm just saying. Anyway, I don't know shit about fashion. I probably would have showed up wearing some sort of antlers. I don't know. Anyway, Sutton says that she talked to Kyle about it, and Kyle, of course, had no idea what the hell she was talking about. But I wouldn't have known either, so I can't even really blame Kyle. However, what I didn't like is Sutton said that she felt bad about how she was with Kyle last season. She felt as if she wasn't a good friend to Kyle. And I said, well, shit. Kyle has not been a good friend to you the last 3 seasons, so who gives a damn? You know what I mean? I'm going to give you the same friendship energy that you give me. And if you keep treating me like I ain't shit, that's what you getting too. I'm just saying, she disregarded Sutton, treated her terribly. I still can't get over her grabbing Sutton up when Diane was on the show, or when she tried to act as if Sutton was lying about having a miscarriage. I have not forgotten that. Kyle is full of shit. Kyle borderlines right there with Lisa Barlow for me. She says that her and Kyle got together. It kind of started off a little frosty, but then they were able to mend some fences and they're in a good place right now. I said, you're in a good place right now. We're only in episode 1. Let's see how this goes. Then we see Erica at this high-end store, and I'm talking high-end. There was this little box that she was looking at. It was $6,700. I said, oh, shit. Girl, take a picture of it and see if they have it on the Amazon. Get you a little knockoff. She says that she'd like to remodel her place, and she keeps calling it her little house. But Erica, you're one person. That's a 3-bedroom house. You know, stop calling it a little place. No, it's not that ginormous mansion that was probably haunted that you used to live in, that was built 100 years ago. It's a nice place that you live in. You just have too many clothes, okay? Get rid of some of those clothes and you'd have room to walk around in that place. She's ready to redecorate. She said all that stuff came from the old house and it just reminds her of Tom. Well, redecorate to your heart's content. Who gives a damn? Anyway, her and Dorit wanted to sit down and have a little chat, and she said she couldn't sit down because of her leg makeup. And I sat there staring at the TV for a few minutes and I said, leg makeup? Why does this woman have on leg makeup? I mean, I understand face makeup, maybe a little makeup on your chest, you know, décolletage, I think is what they call it. But why do you have makeup on your legs when you're just out at the furniture store? I don't know, but I don't wear makeup on my legs. Anyway, does any of you just get up in the morning and say, hey, I'm going to head down to Ashley Furniture, but I got to put this makeup on my legs? I don't know. Anyway, we're not on TV. Moving on. So Dorit goes right in to let Erica know that her and PK are separated. And I thought it was crazy as hell because Erica seemed like she was about to have a complete breakdown. Like she was about to really start to crying and carrying on over PK and Dorit separating. I said, well, shit, you just let us know at the Bravo card that you thought they were going to, you know, have some trouble in their marriage. Why are you shocked and surprised by this? Erica was more shocked and upset about PK and Dorit splitting up than she was about the fact that those victims had all that money stolen from her husband. I'm just saying, I haven't forgot that shit. Was anybody shocked from the very moment Dorit started talking to her? She was telling her everything bad about PK. He's an alcoholic. She was really going in on PK. He's an alcoholic. He's toxic. We're in a toxic place. Next thing you know, we were having this argument. We can't be arguing like this in front of our kids. She ran it down. On the after show, she said, I chose to stick by PK's side through a bunch of public scrutiny, like bankruptcy, gambling debts, the suspected DUI. But PK was like, poof, let's get separated. Girl, Jennifer Tilly said when Dorit found out she was getting separated, and I guess that's kind of how it worked out. PK, it seemed like he's the one that said, we need to get separated. And we could see that last season, the way that he was reacting to her and her being so needy and so high maintenance. He said that last season that he was, you know, how much of this is PTSD and how much of this is just you being high maintenance. He was sick of her and the bull. I don't blame him. You could really tell why Dorit and Erica was having this conversation when she was telling Erica about her feelings regarding PK and this separation, her feelings regarding Kyle and everything else. Dorit is in a place right now where she really just doesn't give a shit. She is not going to put up with anybody's BS, and she is going to say it like she means it. And this Dorit I can stand behind, especially through the Kyle situation. You could just tell that she's had it. She's had it with all the bullshit. Dorit is not going to put up with anything else, especially the way Kyle treated her. Later in the episode, when all the news and everything broke about her and PK and this separation,
had our struggles over the past few years and continue to work through them. Oh my God, of course it's Dorit. It's long and winded.
This is sad. It's always sad.
What about what just came out? Dorit just posted.
Okay, to be honest with you, I knew. She told me at the Pacific Design Center and then asked me not to say anything, and I didn't.
Oh, God. I really do feel so bad.
When Dorit said everything was wonderful with their marriage, again, this is smoke and mirrors.
It's serious. And there's something in the water. Who else is married in our group? No one. God damn.
no idea that Dorit smoked. I had absolutely no clue that this woman smoked. When she was on Watch What Happens Live, Andy said, we were all shocked that you were smoking on camera. And she said that she was riding through LA and paparazzi was following her due to the announcement of their split, and she had just had it. I said, well, shit. This is crazy as hell. Dorit, I'm glad that she's not holding back. Now, I know there's no love lost between her and Garcelle, but the long-winded, that message wasn't that long. And you've got to put out a little something when you're announcing a big separation. I mean, what are you going to do? Just post, we're separated, fuck off? I mean, you got to put a little something. I'm just saying. Sutton did seem as if she was a little sympathetic to Dorit and PK. However, she did take a moment to slide in her little dig about first everything was just fine. You know, everybody could tell at the reunion that she was lying. Sutton had already mentioned in the show that she was, you know, having sightings of PK at the Beverly Hills hotel on a regular basis. We had all seen it all over the blogs that PK wasn't living with Dorit. So when she came back at the reunion saying that everything was fine, they all knew. You could see how they all rolled their eyes or had little smirks. I think that everyone just knew that something wasn't right. So when they get finished having this conversation, Erica is very clear with Dorit that she's going to be hanging out with Kyle later that day. Let me tell you, they put Erica to work. Erica was on one side of town fake shopping with Dorit, being a really good friend to Dorit. Then the next thing you know, 4 hours later, she is on a whole nother side of town at Kyle's house, being a good friend to Kyle. Erica is in the middle. She is trying to maintain her friendship with Kyle and Dorit at the same time, and I think she is doing a really good job not taking sides. And I also appreciate that both Kyle and Dorit are not trying to force her to pick sides. I hate when grown women do that. So Kyle is at her house devastated because, of course, we know Maurizio moved out. Her daughter Alexa moved out. So it's just her, Sophia, and Portia. And Sophia has her own life and her own career going, so she's not home much at all. So Kyle is there by herself. And then they go through the situation with Kyle and Dorit. Erica doesn't tell her about Dorit and PK's separation because she told Dorit that she wouldn't. And I appreciate that she didn't, sell Dorit out and, go ahead and tell Kyle.
My issues with Kyle is that our friendship feels very unbalanced. If I put one foot wrong, she won't speak to me for months. But she can say and do whatever she wants, and I have to be okay with it. That I exaggerated our friendship.
On the Amazon Live.
We've only gone on one trip together as a couple that I can recall.
You guys were definitely closer than I was to either one of you.
What I did was only in response to the way I was treated. It started with a reunion with Kathy. Here is what really sealed the deal for me, though. At BravoCon.
Rank the Richard sisters in order from your favorite to least favorite. There goes the shot. Oh.
Well, Kyle's definitely last.
Well, the logical answer would be, well, obviously Kyle.
You were embarrassed.
I was hurt. I was embarrassed.
Okay.
Now, this situation seems ridiculous to me. I think that Kyle is being manipulative. I think that she is trying to play the victim. You are not the victim here, especially when they bring up the BravoCon thing. Anybody with eyes can see that that was a joke. You had just spilt the water on her. That's why she said Kathy was her favorite. And you could tell that she was just joking. That is full on bullshit. We are not falling for it. And you know what I thought? Lisa Vanderpump says that she doesn't watch Beverly Hills, but I bet you 9 times out of 10, she's watching it this season and she is sitting at home laughing her ass off because Dorit made the comment that Kyle is manipulative and she is not lying. She says she didn't realize how manipulative Kyle was. Well, Lisa Vanderpump realized it and mentioned it multiple times. I think Dorit keeps bringing up all these negative things about PK because she wants to be able to use this stuff in the divorce. That's what I think. And Kyle making those comments about her friendship with Dorit, she only did that because she was upset that Dorit did not take her side at the reunion. She talked about that so many times last season. What did she expect Dorit to do? I find that she was absolutely wrong. And then for her to make that comment that Dorit reading her text message on camera to Erica was the worst thing she has ever seen anybody do the whole time they've been on this show. And I said, well, isn't that crazy? Coming from the woman season 1 who outed her sister for being an alcoholic. I think that is worse. Everybody knows Dorit irritates me. Kyle irritates me. I have never really been a huge Dorit fan or a Kyle fan at all, as a matter of fact. But this time I am definitely team Dorit. Kyle is coming off as a hypocrite. And you know what? I've been asking for a Kyle takedown season because every season, the whole time she has been on here, she has been able to dodge and weave telling anything real about her life. She's one of those housewives that weaves their way through the housewives every season using somebody else's story or somebody else's pain or whatever they're going through. And I would also like to say that we're going to need a little more from Garcelle this season. I like Garcelle. She's one of my favorite housewives, but every season her storyline is pretty much the same. Let's switch it up. There's got to be something extra going on in your life. However, I would like to give her a shout out by saying that I think that she is doing an amazing job. She is out here in these Hollywood streets making things happen. Garcelle Productions. She's got the second movie to the Black Girl Missing series, which I absolutely loved that first movie. And that Tempted by Love movie, I have it on my DVR. I have not watched it yet, but I appreciate everything she's doing in Hollywood. And I also think she's an amazing mom, but you got to bring something extra. I'm just saying, it's the housewives, for goodness sakes. I personally think that this argument between Kyle and Dorit is just petty and stupid. Dorit is upset because Kyle denied their friendship and embarrassed her. Kyle is upset that Dorit didn't say that she was the best out of all the sisters and because she didn't stand beside her and shut the hell up on the reunion couch. This is stupid. If you were really truly friends in the first place, you would have been able to get past this. That BravoCon situation just seems like some extra shit that Kyle decided to throw in, thinking that people wouldn't catch on. It was clearly a joke. Now then we also see Dorit show up at Kathy Hilton's house. I said, well, what? So you're not talking to Kyle, but you are a full-fledged, newfound friend in love with Kathy. This is crazy as hell. I know that eats Kyle the hell up. Kathy is at her house having full-fledged glam. She's got her IV bag going, the face stains on. I said, this is super rich. What the hell? Anyway, her and Dorit have a little conversation. Kathy says that she just wanted to help Dorit in her time of need. Kathy asked her, she said, are you and PK still having the sex? And she said, no. And she said, well, are you a good listener? And she says, yes. Lie. That's a lie. You can't be a good listener if all you do is talk. You talk too damn much. Seriously. Then on top of that, when she said, no, they're not having the sex, when your marriage gets to the point where you're not having the sex, you're halfway to divorce. I think that half of marriages who are falling apart, if their communication was better and the sex was good, they would be able to work something out. Anyway, PK ends up meeting up with Mauricio. And did anybody think that Mauricio was kind of downplaying the fact that him and Dorit were separated? He seemed to be a little giddy, like he was laughing or something. PK looked like he wanted to cry. He had tears in his eyes. And he did mention that he was a full-blown alcoholic. He said he was. However, he said that once he got sober, he started looking at things a little different. I think once he became a sober PK, he didn't like what he's seen in their relationship. And I think that's a little bit of what we saw last season when he was saying how much of this act that she's putting on, I added the act part, but how much is this, behavior that she's displaying, PTSD, and how much of this is just high maintenance as hell. Dorit is high maintenance. And he's like, shit, we ain't got no money. Anyway, so Dorit was talking to Erica over the FaceTime, and she brings up the messages with Kyle. And I have to agree with Dorit. Kyle sending her that text message before the reunion was absolutely manipulative. She didn't want Dorit to go in on her ass, and that's why she sent her that text message. She hadn't talked to Dorit or texted Dorit in weeks But all of a sudden, the night before the reunion, you want to try to send me a make nice message and then ask me not to talk about it at the reunion? Absolutely not. I don't think that it was wrong for Dorit to share that message with Erica and, the rest of us. Not at all. So when they get to this party, it's set up in Sutton's backyard. I didn't realize how huge Sutton's backyard was. It's absolutely beautiful. She had an alpaca and a monkey. And did you see the monkey? He was so cute. I ought to stay the hell away from him, though, because I don't want to be attacked by a monkey. But he was adorable looking, And I would have stayed away from that, cute, fluffy alpaca, too, because I don't want to be spit on. Anyway, Jennifer Tilly shows up. She had a swan on her head. It was a stuffed swan, not a real swan. Anyway, these headpieces was a little weird, not gonna lie, but it was a very interesting theme. Dorit shows up with a plexiglass on her head, and I said, well, it's huge. It really is, and it must have been heavy because she kept taking it off. Sutton calls it a satellite dish hat. I don't know why Sutton was so hard on Dorit. I really don't. It was avant-garde. She probably could have wore that to the Met. Anyway, who gives a shit? We end up meeting Woes, the new housewife. And you know what? Woes is gorgeous. Woes stepped on the scene. Like, honey, listen, I don't know if this is avant-garde. I don't know if this is surreal, but I know I look good as hell, okay? She came in there like she was a bride on her wedding day. She looked great. So far, I like her. She's funny. She's smart. They let us know that she is a true boss. She is 47 and she is already retired. She was the marketing director of everything, of every company, all of them. They listed a whole bunch of companies. Netflix was one of them. I don't know. But she's a boss. Now she owns her own hairline. And supposedly it's very popular. She's rich. She's giving old Hollywood glam at the party. I liked her. Now, Dorit clearly liked her.
My husband and I just decided to separate. Take some time apart, I know.
I'm sorry.
He is an alcoholic who just discovered, and he's actually on the journey of sobriety, doing the steps in the program.
Okay.
Really
well,
amazing.
Good for him.
9 years married.
That's a long time. Yeah.
Small children.
Oh.
I said, well, shit. Bo said it for me. She said, we've only known each other for 20 minutes and we're having a full counseling session. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I don't think that I would have told all of that. Hi, I'm Dorit. How are you? I'm getting a divorce. We were married for 9 years. My husband is a full-blown alcoholic. I don't know who does that. I really don't. But Bose must have the kind of face that just says, tell me everything. I don't know. But I would like to see where that friendship goes. When Garcelle gets there, she says hello to Dorit. And Dorit looks at her like she has never met Garcelle before. I said, well, shit. Garcelle and Dorit have a very checkered friendship. They've been through some shit together. So I think that both of them being able to just be social and say hello is good enough. Just cut it there because some bullshit is going to happen at some point. Just let it go. Dorit says she has not forgotten that at the reunion, Garcelle implied that her home invasion was fake. I don't think she implied it. I think she downright said it. And I hate to say it, but a lot of people thought you were making it up. I'm just saying. Anyway. One thing I'm always looking at is the food. The food looked amazing. Okay, I knew right then that this was not an Alexis Bellino party. Because Alexis, she didn't even have so much as a charcuterie board at that bullshit engagement party she had. But anyway, Sutton always has the top of the line food. I'm just saying. Kyle and Garcelle, when they sat down to talk, and Kyle, who doesn't really owe us any explanation regarding her relationship with Morgan or her sexuality. She really doesn't. You don't have to tell us shit. It's not our business. However, throughout all the time that you've been on here, you love to dig and try to figure out other people's business. So I don't blame them for asking you questions. I do think, however, it's a little crazy for Kyle to say that she doesn't really want anybody to bring up Morgan's name. She's not going to bring up her name and then try to blame paparazzi for blowing up the situation. Garcelle was absolutely right. Excuse me? You were the one trifling all over the world, going on vacation all through the city, on tour with the woman, in the music video, kissing the woman. You brought her on the show, babying up to the woman, holding up up the woman, and now all of a sudden you want us not to say her name. You want us to act like we don't know. Give me a break. Don't try to blame the paparazzi for that bullshit. You were the one traipsing her all over town. After a few minutes, they were all sitting there. Dorit fixes her satellite hat, and then she walks over to the table where Kyle and everyone is sitting, very dramatic, very theatrical, and she says, "Hello." I said, well, what the shit is this? This woman is crazy. She hasn't even been there long enough to be drunk. What is going on? Then when Kyle says hi to her, she says, "This is a weapon, so be careful." Talking about her hat. I said, okay, this is weird. So they're all sitting at this table, and it's really awkward. Erica's sitting in the middle. Garcelle and Sutton are sitting there looking. Kyle says, "She won't even look at me." Garcelle and Erica said, "We're not going to sit here with this shit." They get up with these capes and everything that they're wearing. They were gone with the wind fabulous, honey. They were twirling their way to the bar. They were going to sit there and listen to this bullshit. Then Kathy shows up. And she says, "Oh, I know who you are." While she's talking to Bose, she was like, "Boss." And everybody was like, "No, her name is Bose." And she was like, "No, boss." And I said, I'm not sure with Kathy. Is Kathy calling her a boss like she knows who she is? She knows her reputation? Or is Kathy really just off with her name? I wasn't sure. But Bose says she'll take boss if, if that was a compliment. Then Kathy proceeds to take her hair extensions out right there at the table. And Bose is not used to this. She says, "What is this ratchetness? This is real tacky." She took her weave out and then she just threw it to the side. I said, well, that's the wackiness that is Kathy Hilton. Welcome to the group, Bose. Then all of a sudden, Sutton has entertainment. Now, Sutton is always going to have a little entertainment. She books a Erica Jade impersonator called Yellow Cat. I said, what? This is Erica. This is what Erica does. You could have just hired Erica to perform. I don't know. Erica enjoyed Yellow Cats, okay? And I said, well, maybe Yellow Cat and Erica will get a collab at some point. Then you see Kyle and Dorit try to have a conversation.
There was just finally, I'd had enough. I'd had enough of feeling like I am tossed around, used whenever you want, thrown away,
How do you
made
say
to
that?
feel
How can
like
you say that?
I have to reevaluate whether or not we're even friends.
If you're gonna just only be aggressive and not be
I
open,
wanna hear
I'm having
Kyle.
this conversation because I'm hope to get to the other side of this. Okay.
Well,
so
let's try to start because I think it's going to take a long time, Kyle. But we're going to have to start being very honest.
I'm gonna need you to listen now, okay?
This is hysterical.
What's happened to you? Why are you doing that?
I'm fed up, Kyle. And this
Are
is
you
the
not
kind of
listening?
that I'm
Literally
talking about.
Explaining myself? Okay.
Let's be very honest.
Listen to me.
And let's actually really talk about real stuff. So go on, tell me. That's what
You
made
literally
think
don't
we're
even
not
act
that
like
close?
yourself right now. I don't know what's going on with you.
Because I'm not going to put up with this shit anymore, Kyle. I'm not.
First of all, Kyle is not willing to listen. She's not going to listen. She's not going to take any accountability. Kyle does not realize that she has some responsibility in the demise of this friendship. Now you want to sit in Dorit's face and try to gaslight her, try to manipulate her to make it seem as if she was the one who is a bad friend to you. Dorit has always tried to stand behind Kyle, even in the midst of Kyle's total bullshit. And you could see why Kyle was talking to Dorit. Dorit was doing everything she could to hold back a laugh because she knows that Kyle is trying to tap dance in her face and she is not here for it. She is not going to put up with Kyle and this bullshit, and I enjoy it. And Kyle trying to act as if Dorit was being aggressive with her. Dorit is not being aggressive with you. She is trying to be honest with you. She is calling you out on your behavior and letting you know that she's not going to put up with this half-ass friendship. She thinks that you are using her, that you can do whatever you want to do in the friendship, but she has to follow your damn rules, which is what reminds me of Lisa Barlow. Absolutely not. Walk away, run away, get on your broom and fly the fuck off. I don't give a shit. Dorit is right in this. That's just my opinion. You guys get down in the comments and let me know. Are you on Team Dorit or Team Kyle? And until next time, bye.